So the word on the street is that the Real Housewives of New Jersey will not be getting a reunion. And that's not a good sign because the last time the Real Housewives franchise did not have a reunion was the Real Housewives of New York. And you know what happened there? A reboot.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Guys, don't forget, we will be live here in New York City for an all-new Kempire After Dark live show. So if you want to hear me talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey and hot topics like the Diddy of it all, be sure to get your tickets today. And if you're in Boston, we'll be there on June 27th. And if you're in Nashville, July 11th. And then Atlanta, July 12th. Tickets for the Kempire After Dark tour will be available in the description. So Real Housewives of New Jersey, as you know, the cast has been very much divided. However, Andy said somehow they were able to film the season this year. But a lot of people have said, I can't watch Jersey. It's too toxic. They're too divided. I don't like it. It's not making sense to me. So people have called for a reboot because we've seen reboots throughout the franchise in the last couple of years. We've seen a revamp, a reboot, whatever you want to call it in Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have a bunch of new ladies there, along with some people that have been there. We also saw in the Real Housewives of New York a complete reboot of that particular cast. And literally that started after we got no reunion. And they, Bravo did say the reason why we didn't do a reunion was because of scheduling. And then we found out it was because there was a delay because of an investigation into Ramona Singer. So a lot of people are saying, why would you reboot this cast? The show is nothing without Teresa. Look, apparently Bravo saw value in also Teresa and Melissa, and that's why they didn't get rid of them. But it looks like, based off of what our friends over at Bravo and Cocktails are reporting, that Bravo might be shifting this cast. And it also makes sense when you think about salaries. A lot of these women that have been on the Real Housewives of New Jersey have been on there a long time. So they're probably making a decent salary. But first, before we get into our reaction to this news, Bravo and Cocktails wrote this, OMG. They said the ladies of this franchise spent the entire season trying to avoid each other. Luckily for them, they won't have to try any longer. The reunion is canceled, and the show as we know it is too. Well, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign, but the more that we see, we just were talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard being put on pause, and I said to you, I feel like that's just Bravo's new industry way of saying you're fired, it's canceled, because we haven't seen them take something off of pause since they started using this terminology with Dorinda. All right, Dorinda's still on pause. She did not return to Roni because Roni was rebooted after they did not get a reunion. I say all that to say it doesn't surprise me because if you've seen some of the ratings, our friends over at TV Deets posted this week's ratings for Real Housewives of New Jersey's episode 4. They had a demo of 0.15 in the ideal demo for advertising for people between the ages of 18 and 49. And this was their series low. They had 615,000 live viewers for this week's episode. So I wouldn't be surprised, and mark my words, you will hear Bravo release to one of the media outlets, New Jersey is having the best season of their history, and they're still doing very well. Bravo will end up releasing their streaming numbers for New Jersey. I will say a lot of people and a lot of the fans will probably say this in the comment section. I don't watch New Jersey anymore because of the toxicity, or I watch New Jersey on Peacock. So that might explain the low ratings that people are now getting from live viewers. We should also keep in mind that the network doesn't just look at live viewers. They look at the total numbers of streaming, DVRing, and social media interaction. They look at a few different numbers that when they're looking at a show. Okay, so I didn't necessarily think that this was bad. The big issue for Real Housewives of New Jersey, though, is more so about the cast than it is about their ratings. But will the ratings tumble if they get rid of this entire cast? And if they did keep people, who would they keep? Well, of course, the fans of Teresa Giudice will say, of course, you keep Teresa and you build a show around Teresa. But the show has been built around Teresa, and now the ratings are falling. And then some will say, you build a show around Melissa. I don't see you building a show around Melissa either. So for Bravo, they're probably thinking, we get rid of everyone and we start fresh. It wouldn't shock me, because it seems the toxicity of this group has melted into the toxicity of the fan base as well. There have been also new rumors coming out this week in regards to Bravo knew about Teresa manipulating social media with bloggers and things like that. Melissa's old nose, the troll account, has been speaking out since her falling out with I guess, Teresa and Jennifer Aydin. Okay. I'm not surprised at that, because if you remember the timeline of, there was a sort of like halt where I believe Melissa said this on her own podcast, that Bravo has said they can't do interviews, they can't talk about the season. And apparently it was because Bravo had found out about Teresa and the troll accounts and her lawyer being involved and things like that. Allegedly, this is what Melissa's old nose is saying. So I'm thinking the toxicity of what's been happening with this cast, and I know we will all say, well, this happens on so many other cities. Yeah, but if you look at the toxicity of the fan base when it comes to New Jersey, how divided the New Jersey, not just the cast is, but the fan base is, I think for Bravo, at the end of the day, they're like, first of all, we get rid of these ladies. We can get a bunch of new ladies for cheaper, a lot cheaper. And that's the thing with RHONY. I know a lot of people are like, RHONY's ratings have tumbled from what it used to be. Yeah, but the cost of this show is far less than it used to be with the people that were well established and making a lot of money. Remember what Bethany Frankel has said in regards to how much money she made on RHONY, especially after she came back. So there were a lot of people that were on there a long time making a lot of money. Getting rid of them, one salary of like, say, a Ramona Singer pays for everyone on this cast, including Jenna Lyons, allegedly. Okay, so I would not be surprised for Bravo. They're like, we're going to reboot the entire cast. It's going to cost us much less to do the show. Even if the ratings aren't huge, it's going to cost us much less to do this show. Here's the thing. In regards to, at first I was thinking to myself, they're not going to cancel the reunion. And then I'm thinking to myself, I thought it through, and I was like, well, maybe they will. Maybe they will, because the cast is so divided. And even when they said that they really filmed separately this season, it's like, how are we going to do this reunion? I believe I remember a story during filming that they said they might end up doing 2 separate reunions. And I was like, y'all are ridiculous. Nobody's going to sit around and watch 2 separate reunions. Well, apparently they're not going to even do separate reunions, and they're going to cancel it altogether, which means, you know, housewives are normally paid an extra bonus for their reunion. That means that they're not going to get that extra bonus either. The Real Housewives of New Jersey seems to have shifted, and definitely shifted the world of the Bravo universe. Guys, I want to know your reaction to the news that possibly the Real Housewives of New Jersey will not be having a reunion, and a reboot might be looming. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.